I'm starting to hate everyone in the 90s that played basketball, that whole group, because they just think they shit don't stink.
What's up, you guys? My name is Paul. The channel is the NBA GOAT. I want to talk about and maybe laugh at these guys a little bit because the stuff that they say is so out there. It seems that they have no clue what the heck they're talking about. The one is an ex-NBA player and the other one is a current player, which acts as a yes man to whatever Arenas says. So let's listen and take this stuff apart, shall we?
Right. Like, you got, Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, both 6'7", both weigh 210. Talking about they're gonna stop somebody in today's game. Like,
nah.
6'7", 210, nah. Like, you are a little guard in today's game. You guys are little guys. Like.
So Arenas talks about and laughs off comments made by Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman about them being able to shut down most people defensively in today's NBA. Take into consideration that both of those guys are considered in the group of the absolute best defenders in the NBA history. Arenas says Pippen was 6'7", 210, which is not true. We're not talking about rookie years here. This man got his numbers from Basketball Reference apparently, 2 seconds before the podcast because he was too lazy to prep. That Scottie and Dennis weight is from the first year as they came into the league. Players change, gain muscle, get stronger. They weighed around 210 at the time they came into the league, but their prime weight was 228, pretty much 230. Somebody didn't do much of a prep before their podcast. Now, just for example, look at Draymond Green. He's 6'6", 230, and a power forward in today's game. You see, that kind of stuff makes this kind of podcast worthless. How can two good players actually have no clue what the hell they're talking about? And yeah, Lou Williams' weight? Hold on. 175 pounds.
Nah.
Damn, he's big and tough. And he's a combo guard too. By the way, Arenas was 191 pounds entering the league, but within a few seasons got up to 215 at 6'4". And Pippen at 6'7" was 230. Seems right to me. If you want to criticize old school players, at least come prepared. Arenas should have given this more thought than when he brought a gun to the locker room at least. Let's listen on.
First, in the 90s, they were averaging like 80, 90 points a game. Mm-hmm. Like we're doing 135s and 140s now, and that's because of the skill level.
I have to step in after this nonsense from Lou Williams as well. This has to be some of the most ridiculous crap said by an actual NBA player. You want to talk about skill? Let's talk about the fact that the players these days are not playing any defense, for example. And if any of you need to see why I'm saying this, here we go. This is exactly why these teams are scoring 130s and 140s today. As I'm going, I will be posting evidence here of what I'm saying so you can see for yourself that this is all true. For one, it's a guard-oriented league now. It was a big man's game back in the 90s. Second, everyone wants to shoot threes these days. This is not a better skill, that's just putting up way more threes in the game. So here we go. Here are some screenshots of NBA teams' three-point attempts per game in 2021 and back in 1995. As you can see in 2021, the top team with the most three-point attempts per game is the Utah Jazz with 43 attempts per game. In 1995, you had Houston Rockets with the most attempts per game at 21.4. That is double of attempts now. And every shot has an extra point with it. And don't even tell me players have a better three-point percentage these days, okay? In 2021, the top team three-point percentage was the LA Clippers with 41.1. In 1995, we had Charlotte Hornets at 39.7. The damn percentages are about the same, about 1.5 different, for God's sakes. Where's the improved skill level in that, huh? More shots going up, as expected, we have more possessions per game. As said before, the pace of the game is faster. Nothing to do with super increased skill level and evolution.
They have no idea about evolution. It's like it's like they forget evolution.
Even though you have more possessions and more shots are going up, there are about the same amount of steals per game in today's league. In 1995, you had the top team with 11.2 steals per game, and in 2021, you had Memphis with 9.1 steals per game, even though they have more possessions in the game and more chances to steal the ball. I thought these players were so much better and had much higher skill levels and such, which should also translate to their defense, but no. Offense improved, as we saw in the numbers, because of a quicker pace, but defense not so much. Even though more possessions, like I said, give the defenders more opportunities to steal the ball. Alright, I'll give it another chance. So, steals didn't improve, but maybe blocks? No damn luck with that either. In 2021, top team of Indiana Pacers had 6.4 blocks per game. Yet in 1995, with the game so much slower, many less possessions, we had Denver with 7.1. More possessions, more opportunities now, and we have teams that have even less blocks per game and less steals than in the 90s. Both very important defensive stats that teams in 1995 had better. So from what I showed you, the scoring per game improved because of a higher pace and more possessions due to double the three-point attempts and shittier defense. Defense didn't improve because of more possessions and more opportunities because of, again, shittier defense.
You gotta remember, guards back then weren't scorers. You know,
Except for Jordan.
I mean, but like point guards.
Right.
Again, guards back then were not scorers. Really? Let me talk to you about the top 10 scoring point guards of the NBA in the 90s. Here are those names, and the stats are from the middle of the 90s, the 1995 and 96 season. Penny Hardaway, 21 points a game. Dana Barros, 21. Gary Payton, 20.6. Kenny Anderson, 17.6. Mookie Blaylock, 17.2. Nick Van Exel, 17. Abdul Rauf, 16. And John Stockton, 14.7, while averaging 12 assists a game. The average scoring of those top 8 scoring point guards of the 90s is 18.1 points per game on average and 8 assists per game out of all those 8. Now let's look at 2021 season and those top scoring point guards of then. As I said before, now we have a guard-oriented league. So the majority of the scoring comes from guards. And a lot of the extra points are from threes. Here are the top 8 scorers on 2021 in point guards. Steph Curry, 32. Damian Lillard, 28.8. Kyrie, 26.9. Donovan Mitchell at 26.4. Trae Young, 25.3. De'Aaron Fox, 25.2. Russell Westbrook, 22.2. And Malcolm Brogdon at 21.2. The average scoring of all those 8 comes into 26 points per game and assists at 6.8 compared to 8 assists on the guys in the 90s. Yes, we have more scoring from these guards now, but it is really because of better skill? I don't think so. I think it's mostly because of the league being point guard oriented. Double the three-point attempts in the game, and the whole game plan goes through the guards, so they have way more opportunities to score. I'm not saying today's guards are not better, but I'm saying they're not better by as much as Arenas is trying to make it out to be. Also, if you think about Penny Hardaway, Gary Payton and such, and if they were getting 82 touches a game and had a green light to score like Lillard and Steph, stats would be much different. Penny Hardaway attempted just over 14 shots a game and had a field goal percentage of 51%. Steph Curry, in his best season as compared to Hardaway's 14 shots, Steph attempted over 21 shots per game. 21.
Defense
Skill wins championships.
Defense wins championships. Like you were stopping who can't. Like Anthony Mason. What is he gonna do? Like really? What is he gonna? Like he's 6'6". Like
Club you.
that's Westbrook right now. What the like come on. Like.
Okay, now this was idiotic and pretty much total disrespect. Now, this comment attacking someone like Anthony Mason and saying basically that he had no skill. Then also, why is Arenas acting so stupid and comparing a 250-pound power forward, sometimes small forward, role player to a perennial all-star like Russell Westbrook? Yeah, he's comparing them only in height, but look at the top power forward role player today, like Draymond Green. Draymond is a power forward in today's game at 6'6" and 230, just so you know. First of all, Anthony Mason was not 6'6", he was 6'7", and he was 250. He was big, strong as a beast, quick, had a great dribble with both hands, and was even used as a point forward for a while by Don Nelson. Mason was a good offensive player and an awesome defensive player. He defended everyone from Michael Jordan to Shaq at his best and had good success with both. Mason, in a slower game, averaged more points than Green does now, more rebounds than Green does now, shot a higher field goal percentage at 50.9 compared to Green's 44, and Arenas is disrespecting the man. Rip Anthony Mason. I'm sorry, but Arenas in this whole show comes off to me like an immature man-child that needs to grow up a bit. Very stupid statements, one after another.